Listen to this. A deadly officer involved in a shooting. It spurs violent anti-police protests overnight. Listen to what happened in Charlotte. Protesters set fires in Charlotte while hurling rocks at cops. Joining us right now is Fox News contributor, former GOP Congressman, Lieutenant Colonel Allen West. Colonel, we have two incidents, one in Tulsa, but let's talk about first in Charlotte last night. We've seen this before, not the reaction. I don't care how this turns out. How do you stop this reaction?
Well, you have to stop having these individuals out there in the communities that are spurring on this idea of social justice or wrongdoing. We need to sit back and allow the system and the process to take place. There will be an investigation. If there is wrongdoing, we'll get the facts. Look at what happened in Milwaukee, where people took to the streets, and the narrative that was initially out there turned out to not be the true narrative, just the same as in Ferguson, Missouri, when the narrative of hands up, don't shoot turned out to be a completely wrong narrative.
So there's another shooting, too, a day before. It happened in Tulsa, where a man was stuck outside of his car, an African-American man, and evidently a female officer felt as though she was threatened or was reaching for something. She said he was on PCP. Drugs may or may not have been found in the car. We don't know all the facts. It does not look good for the officer, I'll give you that, but we don't know all the facts. It didn't stop Hillary Clinton from weighing in on the Steve Harvey show last night.
This horrible shooting again? How many times do we have to see this in our country? In Tulsa, an unarmed man with his hands in the air? I mean, this is just unbearable, and it needs to be intolerable. And so, you know, maybe I can, by speaking directly to white people, say, look, this is not who we are. We've got to do everything possible to improve policing, to go right at implicit bias.
Really? She's going to speak directly to white people?
Well, the problem with Hillary Clinton is that she knows that she's losing support in the black community. I think she's only at 76%. That's one of the lowest that you've seen with any recent Democratic presidential nominee. But the thing that is interesting, the hypocrisy, is that coming off of the bombing suspect there in New York City, where everyone said you can't rush the judgment. Don't be so impetuous in saying anything. And then what does Hillary Clinton come out and do? So there is an incredible duplicity, a hypocrisy that is out there. And this is all about electoral patronage.
Absolutely. So let's talk about something else going on. Let's talk about what happened with the bombing in New York and New Jersey over the weekend. We got the guy, it's 28-year-old, he's Ahmed Rahimi. So the question is, he is not answering any questions as he tries to recover from his wounds with his A+ care he's getting in the hospital. So everyone says, well, what do you want? Give him his Miranda rights, it's a criminal offense. Is that really the case, that we have to treat him like a criminal? Or isn't there a precedent of treating him like an enemy combatant, as Senator Lindsey Graham and Senator McCain said yesterday?
Well, I think what we have to start doing is look at how do we have better policies when it comes to dealing with Islamic terrorism, which respects no borders or boundaries. And when you have citizens of the United States of America to take up arms against the United States of America here domestically, I think that you need to have a policy for 72 and 96 hours where those Miranda rights are held up for intelligence gathering purposes. And then after that period, then his Miranda rights or her Miranda rights are read to him. But now he's lawyered up and he's not going to say anything. Just the same as if you are an American citizen, natural born and naturalized, and you leave this country and you're on the battlefield, you lose your citizenship, you lose your rights, just the same as Anwar al-Awlaki, who was killed in a drone strike. So we need to have better policies and procedures that talk about how we deal with this.
And we can do this, Colonel, with a clear head and putting politics aside, because we all want the same goals. The ISIS al-Qaeda threat that's here, which they might be using American citizens to activate, because they know they're going to be treated through criminal courts. He's going to be lawyered up, cost us a fortune. We know he's going to prison for life, but we need to get the intelligence out of him. And by the way, his own neighbor said that he was working with other people. Now, right now, they're investigating into him possibly working alone, being a lone wolf. Well, if he just gathered the facts about people that know him best, he was collaborating with somebody.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And his father even told the FBI a couple of years ago that, you know, my son is a terrorist. And so, again, we have to stop hamstringing ourselves. We have to come up with clear-cut policies and procedures that lets people know that we are not going to create gaps by which you can be exploited.
This literally could be a ticking time bomb. There could be another bomb or a series of bombs set in your neighborhood, someone watching right now. Unless we can question him and get maximum intelligence out of him, we'll never know. Colonel, thanks so much. Hopefully Congress and the next president can get together on this.
Thank you, Brian.
Coming up straight ahead.